Hey guys, today's video will be about Nearpod. Why get Nearpod? Well, three reasons. Reason number one, it's interactive. Reason number two, the library is full of resources. And reason number three, the reports are awesome. So let's start with step number one, and that is to log on. So you'll just go to nearpod.com and you will just simply sign up for free if you don't have an account already. And if you do have an account, you'll just log in. Then after that, you want to open up the slide that you want to do the activities on. Now, if you notice that if your lesson was saved as PowerPoint, in that case, you just need to make sure that you go to File and click on Save as Google Slides. Okay, so now I'm gonna operate with this lesson that is saved on Google Slides. And now if you notice right here, you've got something that says add-ons. If you click on add-on, you just go ahead and open Nearpod. And right away, it'll ask me to log on, obviously. So I'm just gonna log on with Google because I already have an account. And right away, it opens up. So now I'm able to actually start adding up the activities that I want. Now there are so many different activities that you can include in a lesson. Let me just start with my favorite here. I'm going to start with the collaborate board. So you just select the slide and you click on collaborate. And then what it will do is it will add a slide for you. So now you just enter the topic. For example, what do you know about floods? And then obviously I can pick the different themes that I can use. So let's say I'm going to pick this theme, and then I can just save it. And now this slide is ready, and it's going to go at the beginning of the lesson. Okay. My second favorite is the matching pairs. And with the matching pairs, it allows you to ask the students like sort of review questions or get them to master a certain content so they can try to do something several times. So if you see here, there are some already that are in the library. Okay, for example, let's just say I'm going to explore this one. The topic is what? Flooding. Impacted by floods, flood impact. So already there is something from another subject that it's already in there, or I could just add, I can add my own. I can just say, for example, natural flood, and then maybe enter another word here. Occurs naturally, for example. Or and then I could add another pair, and I could say disaster, natural disaster. So if you see here, then the student is able to practice. And I could add as many as I want. And I could even put a question up here. Okay, so that's for the matching. Another thing, another feature which I find to be very, very just helpful is, of course, the other things like the 3D, for example. It's also the open-ended question where I can poll, or I can quiz the students. So let's say I'm gonna ask them an open-ended question. And just say, I'm gonna say, what can governments do to prevent floods? And it gives me the option of adding an image, so I can add an image, or I can also enable student audio recording. So depending on what it is that I want to do, I can do that. Now, there is one activity that the students love, and that is time to climb. And this gives them sort of a competition feel. So all you have to do is basically you type in the questions that you want. Okay, so you type in the questions and then you give the answers. And once you're done, you just hit save, and then the students are able to, pick their characters and compete. And also another helpful tool is the quiz. You can put as many questions as you want on the lesson, and then the students. So you put the question here, for example, uh, what is a hurricane? And then I can just say some answers. Storm that starts at sea, and just type another answer. Okay, desert storm. I can add as many answers as I want, and then I just select the one that I want, and then I just save that. So you can have as many questions as you need to by adding the questions. The poll is very helpful if you add polls. With a poll, you can just sort of gauge the students' understanding of the lesson, like how they feel about it. So, how well do you understand the lesson? And then here you can get the students can tell you, you know, they can pick very well, uh, maybe not so well. Okay, and then you save that. Now it is full, as I said, it is full of different tools that you can use. One very, very helpful tool is the video, because you can embed the video in the slides and then put a question at the end of the video. Okay, and then also the resources that are saved on there, you can see, for example, so I want to get a video on floods. And as you see here, there is a Titanic, the Roman floods, the Grand Canyon. So maybe I can use this one. And it tells you obviously the grade level. So let's say I'm going to go ahead and preview it. Now, at any given activity, if I decide this is useful for me, then at any given activity, I can add an activity. So if I click the plus sign, or if I feel like, you know what, the video was wonderful only up to this point, I don't need more than 2 minutes and 45 seconds, then I can just trim. And then what it does, it trims the video for you right there. You just click trim, and the video is trimmed, and you can save that. Now, let's say I forgot to add a question. I can always go back and click edit slide, and then it opens up the slide for you to edit. And then I can just add the activity. Let's say I want to have the activity at this point. Now it could be either multiple choice, and I put in my answers, and then I select, or it could be fill in the blanks, or sorry, it could be open-ended question. So these are just some of the tools. You can explore the others, like this one right here is very helpful, the 3D. And they also have simulation, but that's more for science and math. So if you're At this point, if you're like a social studies teacher, it may be a bit, unsuitable. But the 3D, you can look at it. So for the environment, it'll be very like you can look at the environment. You can look maybe ancient times. So you've got all kinds of things that you can select, and then it allows the students to play around with the object in a sort of a 3D dimension. So obviously, I just say you need to start playing with this, and once you're done, you just click save and go to Nearpod. And as you see here, it saves it for you, and you can edit it at any given point. And then the best thing is the different options for sharing. You can either share it as live participation, and you get the link for it, right? You can either give the students the code, or you can give them the link, or you can share it directly into Google Classroom, okay, or social media, or via email. So you name it. There's just so many different ways that you can share the lesson. You can also make it student-paced. Okay, so let's say I'm going to go back and I'm going to make this lesson student-paced. I can go to it and I just say, okay, make this a student-paced lesson. And again, or before let's say before I share it, I want to make sure that it's suitable. And I just click on preview, and I can previews all the different slides for me, as you see here. So you get to see how it is. Okay. So you can just click student paste if you want to share the student paste, and you can just share the link. All right. I hope this was helpful, and I highly recommend that you start if you haven't already.